Although Bubba Wallace adopted the mantra, peace, love, understanding, to combat the negativity, it didn't seem to be working recently because Wallace and Kyle Larson got into a fight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway the previous weekend, and it was neither calm nor friendly. Currently, Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson saga seems to refuse to die down. So, what is going on the speculations regarding them? I want to know more about it? Well, stay tuned to this video on NASCAR Culture. But before we begin, please do subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit that like button. The retaliation that took place between Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson is the topic that everyone is discussing at the moment. However, it is worth noting that this was not the first time a driver exacted revenge on a competitor. In fact, it wasn't even the second time. Kevin Harvick and Ty Dillon collided head-on during the truck race that took place at Martinsville in 2013. Harvick's anger was noticeable, as evidenced by the fact that he proceeded to use his vehicle to repeatedly collide with and run Dillon's vehicle. In response to that, Dillon was attempting to throw the driver of the number 14 truck out of the race by giving him a spin. When everything was said and done, the members of Dillon's crew were so enraged that one of them even threw a sledgehammer at Harvick's truck. This was the icing on the cake. It was a lucky break that it didn't hit the car, otherwise that would have opened yet another can of worms. So what similarities did NASCAR fans see between this and the incident involving Bubba Wallace? In a twist of fate, Bubba Wallace triumphed over Brendan Gaughan and Jeb Burton to take first place in the Martinsville race. On the other hand, a great number of supporters have drawn countless parallels between this incident and the one that occurred in Las Vegas earlier this month. Both of them were acts of retaliation, and some people have accused NASCAR of letting Wallace get away with it for the most part. Others, of course, pointed out that the driver for 23XI Racing was not out of the woods yet because he was given a one-race suspension for his infraction. Some additional spectators have voiced their opinion that NASCAR and NBC Sports are exploiting the incident for all that it's worth. Wallace is one of the most divisive drivers in NASCAR, and his successful 2020 campaign to get NASCAR to stop flying the Confederate flag at its races caused a lot of disagreement among fans. Wallace says Larson threw him into the wall and broke his steering so he couldn't control his Toyota when he sped down the speedway and hit Larson's car. If that's true, the data will show it. It looked like Wallace was trying to drill Larson's car in the back corner on purpose, which is one of the most dangerous moves in NASCAR racing. Wallace's hit sent Larson right back into traffic, where he crashed into the door of title contender Christopher Bell. If he hadn't hit Bell's car, Larson's path would have taken him backwards into the wall, which could have been a nightmare. The back of the new next-gen car is too stiff, so drivers absorb far too much energy when they hit there. 2 drivers are out because they got concussions. The last 2 race weekends, NASCAR held safety briefings, but the problem won't be fixed until next season. Larson thought Wallace had a right to be angry since he had pushed Wallace against the wall. Even when Wallace ran after him as Larson tried to get out of the way, it didn't bother him. Wallace broke at least one rule when he walked on a moving track after getting out of his wrecked car to talk to Larson. He touched a NASCAR official, but most replays show that Wallace just pushed the official's hand away. We can only hope that when Bubba Wallace returns to the action of the race, he does so in a more respectful frame of mind. The last thing he needs right now as he gets ready for the Cup race at Martinsville is to lose his composure for an additional time. In that case, he runs the risk of being suspended for another race or receiving a penalty that is even more severe from NASCAR and possibly his team. So, what are your thoughts regarding the Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson saga? Please let us know in the comment section below. And that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Remember, you can press that bell icon and you will always be notified of our latest uploads on our channel. And don't forget to like and share our video with all your friends and family and fellow racing fans in your inner circle too. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thanks for watching.